y'all, it's Shannon. So in this episode of If I Bought This House, we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of looking at the listing, we're going to talk about how to know if buying a fixer-upper is worth it. So everyone loves the idea of buying a fixer-upper until the repairs start adding up. So how do you know if it's worth it? So in episode 2 of If I Bought This House series, you should go watch that because this is the exact project I'm talking about. It's a complete eyesore, but it has so much potential. So go watch that if you haven't seen it already. If you don't know me, I'm Shannon. I'm a mom. I'm a nurse. I'm a serial mover. I, have done this several times, but I buy houses. I live in them for a while I'm fixing them up, and then I sell them for a profit. So I love projects, DIYs, and making eyesores beautiful again. It's what I do. So the inspiration from this video, and also my free guide that I have a fixer-upper buyer's checklist, and I'll link that in the description. It's free. It's just, it kind of expands on this video. But all this inspiration came from my life, the almost biggest real estate mistake that I ever made. So we'll talk about that later on in this video. And yeah, I really almost got screwed big time. Okay, so we'll talk about that later, but let's get into this. So I've got some notes here, so I'll be looking down just because I don't want to forget anything. So first off, let's start with a half glass full mentality and talk about the pros of buying a fixer-upper. Low price point equals big equity potential. So normally fixer-uppers are listed at a lower price, but it's where the opportunity is. And actually, out of all the houses I've bought, I've done probably, I was trying to count 7 of them. Only one was a full gut job, and that was actually the last house that I bought and sold, and that was where I made all my mistakes. And that was the one that almost cost me. But really, you can do a lot of things with paint, with updating light fixtures, painting countertops, painting cabinets. Paint can make so much of a difference, and just styling things right to make it, beautiful and your taste and how you like it. I have been accused of making my houses look like a hospital and they're sterile, but I like white. I like clean. I usually do accent walls. I just want it to be open and airy, and I accent with my furniture and my decor and things like that. But so to each their own. So number 2, the pro of a fixer-upper is you have the freedom of design. When you buy something that is turnkey and brand new, that's someone else's design. And of course, you're probably going to change things anyways. So don't count the fixer-upper out because it really gives you, your choice. The design the designs are sky's the limit for your designs in that. So you can change painting, flooring, lighting, counters, just you name it, you can do it. And you can also do it on a small budget. So it's not something where you have to do a complete gut. And then you have the satisfaction of you've done it. You can look at it for years to come and just know like, hey, I thought of this, I designed it, I did it. And it gives you a sense of satisfaction. So number 3 is the opportunity to learn new skills. So you're on YouTube now. YouTube gives you so many videos of how to learn how to use power tools, saws, nail guns, all sorts of stuff. I did all the flooring in my old house by myself. So you can do more things than you give yourself credit for, but also on the flip side of that, you have to give yourself grace for when you fail, because you're going to fail. You just have to try again. And if it's out of your scope, and there are certain things that obviously need to be left to professionals, plumbing, foundations, electrical, unless that's your specialty. It's not mine. I would have to hire someone. I would have to really think about that. So, but you can do a lot yourself. You can do it. Okay, let's get to number 3, the cons, and there are several. So the hidden expenses and surprises that come up when you start tearing out things and getting into the nitty-gritty and looking, you will find some unexpected surprises. So what looks like a quick paint job can turn into a disaster. So inspection. You need to get your inspections. I mean, I've had inspections and then you go in the house and it's like, oh, I missed something. But for the most part, it's very helpful. I would suggest it. Leave it to the professionals. Don't try to just go in, buy it, and then not know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, number 2 is time. Projects are always going to take longer than you think. You might start a 2-week project, and then it turns into a 2-month saga. Don't ask me how I know. Give yourself time. Number 3, blowing the budget. I always talk about budget. I don't always practice what I preach. You know, you go into Lowe's thinking you have a $200 limit, and then you see all the shiny new things, and you want the upgrades and all that, and then it turns into $500. Been there, done that. Give yourself like a 20 to 30% buffer to what you actually think you're going to spend. Trust me, your anxiety and stress level will thank you later. Okay. Number 4, and the most important part, in my opinion, is if you get nothing else out of this video, I need you to hear me. Not every house is worth fixing. Say it again. Not every house is worth fixing. How do I know this? Because this is where I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. So, first off, in my opinion, if you're buying a fixer-upper, you're doing it because you know you got it at a great price point and you feel like you can fix it up and do all the things. However, not everything is worth fixing. A bad layout. Can you do it? Sure. Is it a budget blower? Yes. Is it unrealistic? Yes. Should you walk away from it? Yes. If you see a house and the kitchen is on this side and you have great plans of moving it on the other side and changing a bathroom, knocking down walls, no, just don't. Just don't. Can you do it? Yes. Should you do it? No. Plumbing, electrical, foundation, mold. Can you fix them? Yes. Is it a budget blower? Yes. Is it realistic? No. Should you walk away? Yes. Okay. This is the part that got me. Location, location, location. The neighborhood, the location. It can make or break you. No amount of paint is going to change your neighborhood. No amount of paint is going to change the location. Can you make it beautiful? Yes. Did I make this house beautiful that I last did? Yes. And I will link those pictures in the community tab. I have some pictures of the befores and afters of this house. The neighborhood was trash. Okay, so let's talk about that. This house that I bought, it was a complete eyesore in a terrible neighborhood. It needed paint on the outside. I gutted this whole house. We ripped out the cabinets. The bathroom looked like Texas Chainsaw Massacre had happened. We added a new bathroom. We changed walls. We added a closet. We added barn doors everywhere. New flooring. I'm trying to read this list. Yeah, I talked about the new kitchen, new bathrooms, closet, foundation issues, red flags everywhere. Did I listen? No. No. I ignored every red flag, and I almost regretted it. So the only positive thing of this house was the price point. And when I say I bought this house for less than I paid for my new car, I'm not joking. And the new car that I bought back then was a Hyundai Elantra, if that's saying anything. I got it for cheap. And the neighborhood almost killed me. Okay, so I was blinded by everything else. Yes, out of all the things that I said that I had to do, the neighborhood was the one thing that I couldn't change. I poured my heart, my soul, my blood, my sweat, my tears into this house. I made it beautiful. It was farmhouse, cottagey. I loved it. I'm going to show you those pictures. But I couldn't change the neighborhood, like I said. So in South Arkansas, where I live, meth is king. It's a drug of choice. And if you can imagine what I'm talking about, you can imagine the people, the neighborhood. There was rundown houses. It was empty lots full of grass. I had all these Delulu visions of I was going to do this house and then I'd buy another one and buy a lot and put zinnias and flowers and make the neighborhood beautiful. Grand dreams, grandiose, right? I'm a mental health nurse. I probably should have been committed for thinking like that. Anyways, the neighbors were nice. People were nice. I never had a problem. No one ever messed with my stuff. However, I could see the gym. I could see the beauty of this house and I could overlook the neighborhood. But when I went to sell it, not everyone can do that. So if you think it's going to be a forever home, it's in a bad location, you don't care, fine. But if you ever have plans of selling it, you really need to think about the location. If I had to be honest with you, I almost did it again. When I bought this house, before I bought this house, there was another one. It was about $100,000 cheaper than this house. Beautiful Victorian 2-story. I could see the potential. I had the design. I was mentally buying it, designing it, doing all the things. Do you know what was located next door to it? A gas station. And it was on a major road. But it had a cute picket fence. So I thought it would. But I thought with my brain and not with my heart that time. And I didn't buy that house. And I'm glad that I didn't. I love the house that I'm in. Is this my forever home? I think so. But I'm a serial mover, so I don't know. It may not be. Anyways, okay, y'all. So let's recap. Buying a fixer-upper can be worth it if You go in with vision and you go in with boundaries. You have to think with your brain and not with your heart. So let me know in the comments if you are more of a fixer-upper person or if you like turnkey houses. Let me know. And so also, I've linked that checklist, like I've said, in the description. So snag that if you want it. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you love going through listings, love seeing the potential in old houses. We talk about that. I love doing that. It's my passion. So hit subscribe to follow for more. I also, in my shorts, I do short videos of the projects that I'm doing in my own house to show you, what I like to do. So thank you, and we'll see you all in the next listing.